Hey everybody, Jordan here, and I'm back on Broadway Baby with my third review. This musical got nominated for a few Tony Awards. It won Best Set. It is based on a very, very popular movie. And it's also about boxing. This is, of course, the new musical this year, Rocky the Musical. So let's get started. So, Rocky the Musical, if you don't already know, this musical is based off the movie, written by Sylvester Stallone. Yeah, he actually wrote the movie, if you didn't know this. He wrote the screenplay, and he also wrote the book for the show. Rocky's, of course, about a boxer named Rocky Balboa, who is considered by many people past his prime, down the dumps, and he gets his opportunity to fight Apollo, who is this big heavyweight champion, very successful boxer. And it's kind of a David versus Goliath story of how Rocky, the Italian stallion, fights Apollo, and about his training, his leading up to this big prize-winning match. There's, of course, his love story with his girlfriend Adrian, who is kind of shy at first, but then falls in love with Rocky, and they have this really great relationship. After seeing Rocky twice, I will say I do really love this show. I think it's interesting to bring Rocky to the stage. It's a show that a lot of people think this is not going to be a good musical. But I think there's a lot of stuff in Rocky that really works on the stage. I think from a theatrical standpoint, there's a lot of effects and a lot of scenery and lights in the show that really tie this together and make this a spectacle. This is what I come to Broadway to come see the set and the action, and to come see an experience, to come see a musical. I mean, the finale of Rocky, where they bring out the boxing ring, and they have the crowd cheering, and they put you in the middle of a boxing match. It just reminds me of the moments when I was seeing Wicked, and I saw Elphaba fly up, and when I saw Lion King, and the animals are coming through the aisles during Circle of Life. It just puts you into the world of the musical, the world of the play. And it just brings that whole theatrical Broadway experience full circle. And audiences did love the show. There's a lot of fans of the Rocky movies who came to see this. Rocky had many successful movies, and people are big fans of the show. So a lot of people came to come see this, and they loved the show. There's a lot of people buzzing about it, and they love Andy Carole and the whole cast. And then you saw the Broadway fans who are not that familiar with Rocky, who came and saw it. And I've heard a lot of people said they wanted to see the movie after. I ended up watching Rocky for one of the people I interviewed in the show, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I think Sylvester Stallone, who helped adapt this screenplay he wrote for Rocky and put it on stage, I think he adapted the screenplay really well. It brought out many of the highlights. It brought some more moments into the play that wouldn't translate in the movie. And there's a lot of classic, iconic Rocky moments, like the training montage, that worked well on stage and were carried over very well. So I thought the script had a lot of work done to it, and it was really, really great. There was some of the music that I was a little put off with, especially the My Nose Ain't Broken Yet song. I thought it was a weird title. Some of the music I was put off with, but a lot of the music I really did like. My favorite song in the musical was I'm Done, which was sang by Margot Seibert, who played Adrian. And that was her 11 o'clock number, and she literally blew everybody away. Her voice was phenomenal. So there was some music that was great, some that wasn't, but I think a little more work could have been put on the score. Generally, did I like it? Yes, I did. I think it fit Rocky. Rocky is not a tap dance, songman musical, and I think people have to realize that. It's more of a theatrical experience. I almost think Rocky would work really well as a play as well, but due to the demands on Broadway, it's going to be a musical. So let's talk about the actors. Andy Carole played Rocky, of course. He was nominated for a Tony. Like Jesse Mueller did with Carole King, I thought Andy Carole did an amazing job bringing Sylvester Stallone's take on Rocky and his own take and bringing it into the stage musical. I mean, he looked like Rocky, he looked like Stallone, and a lot of people commented on that. I think he was the perfect choice for Rocky. And he has a great voice, he has a great persona, he had the accent down, he was really great, and he was Rocky. But of course, in a year with a lot of great people, and Gentleman's Guide and Hedwig, Andy Carole didn't win Best Actor, but I will say he did an incredible performance, and I have to give that to Andy Carole. Margot Seibert played Adrienne, who is basically Rocky's girlfriend, very shy girl, works in the pet shop, who kind of blossoms into her own woman. I think she was amazing as Adrienne. I remember the first time I saw it, the first time she sang, I was so surprised by her voice. I knew she was going to be a good singer, but her voice is just so haunting and just draws you into whatever she's singing, no matter what the song is. Plus, acting-wise, I think she was really great as Adrienne, a really good balance for Andy Carole on stage, and they were amazing to see together. There's a lot of chemistry between the two. I thought she was amazing. There's also Terrence Archie, who played Apollo. Terrence played a really great villain, but he was still very likable. He was kind of that show-offy, that really cocky wrestler any person in the sporting world you would see. And he was just his own character and just cracked me up. Terrence came from the original Germany cast of Rocky and came over. I thought it was a great choice. He was really great in this role and kind of shined in this cast where there's a bunch of different types of characters. And of course, Mickey the Trainer was played by Dakin Matthews, who's been in a lot of TV, a lot of movies, a lot of Broadway shows. He's had a great career. He was really great as Mickey and was that really great support, that trainer, but of course still gave Rocky plenty of shit. I thought he was phenomenal. I think he brought that older, wiser character to the stage, and he also brought that comic relief the show needed. This is a really strong cast overall, and I think it brought a lot of talent to the stage. There's a lot of actors you could see playing the wrestlers in the ensemble who are making their Broadway debut, and they felt really comfortable in this atmosphere that the Rocky people built. And just the set and everything was phenomenal. It had this industrial factory set, and it just brought this bleak, dark world and kind of this lower ghetto neighborhood and kind of brought it to the forefront. It was amazing how it's almost like a train car, how Adrienne's house and Rocky's apartment moved in and out. My favorite was the meat factory when he pulled the lever and the whole stage rotated and cogs moved and the meat swung in. And when I first went during previews, people cheered. I think if people are cheering during a set change, that is what I love to see in a musical. People get excited about the experience of it. And the last 20 minutes everybody talks about, the last 20 minutes are the best. I like the whole show, but the last 20 minutes are phenomenal. I think it's amazing how you can bring the audience up on stage, bring the ring out over the chairs into the audience, bring down the television screens, everything is authentic to a boxing match. And then there's slow-mo when the stage rotates over the audience. How they got a stage to rotate over chairs in the theater, I will never know. That just blew my mind. My jaw was dropped the first time I saw Rocky, and I was still impressed when I saw it from the main floor the next time. One more thing I have to give a shout out to. I have to give a shout out to my friend Wallace Smith in the play. A lot of you know him from Lion King, Choir Boy. He was Judas in Godspell. And Wallace played Apollo's manager and a couple other roles in Rocky. I was really proud of Wallace for being in the show. I thought he did an excellent job, and I can't wait to see what Wallace is in next. And I got to interview him a couple times about the show, and I really formed a good connection with Rocky and with Wallace. So shout out to Wallace. I love you, man. You're a great friend, and you did a fantastic job in this show, and I'm proud of you. So unfortunately, Rocky is closing, as I reported earlier, but be sure to go catch Rocky the Musical at the Winter Garden Theater on Broadway. It is running through August 17th, so go see it soon before it closes. You can get your tickets, of course, on Ticketmaster, the tickets booth in Times Square. You can also go to rockybroadway.com, and I will post that in the description. I will also post the article I did for Camp Broadway, my interview with Wallace, where he talked about his career and about the show. So make sure to check out that and check out Wallace Smith. Of course, I will post all that in the description below, along with information about my social media links and my main channel. Be sure to check that out. Thanks for watching my Rocky review, and I will see you next time for another Broadway review on Broadway Baby.